What's up, motherfuckers? I'm back. Alright. So, I'm gonna explain in this video, real quick, why Christianity doesn't exist and Buddhism doesn't exist either. Alright. Now, y'all gonna be like, but Jesus and Buddha and blah, 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 blah. Fuck all of that. Jesus, shout out to him. Buddha, shout out to him. But Christianity is people who think Jesus is God. That's what Christianity is. That shit don't exist. Jesus was never a God. And he never wanted anyone to think of him as God either. It was actually the people around him that want to portray a false narrative that my boy Jesus was not the prophet that he is. He's a prophet. There's many prophets, right? Jesus was one of them. He was incredible, but he was not God, right? We can't say that. Now, was he a human reflection of what it means to be a God on earth? Yeah, we could say that. We could say that, but we could say the same about Buddha. It's not that Jesus was the one and only. He might have been one with the divine, one with the creator in terms of energy and spirituality and excellence and divinity. That might be true. That might be true. Let me cook here. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on now. All right. And we could say the same thing for Buddha. The thing is, Buddha, he was a prince. He gave up everything and then he gained everything mentally up here. You know what I mean? Y'all might be thinking money is everything. Money's great. You gotta make money. You gotta make money. How you not gonna make money? What you gonna do? You not got no money. But look, there's levels to this shit. He gained everything in spirituality, right? And then people started teaching his teachings from his teachings that were not his teachings anymore. You know what I mean? Buddha was who Buddha was. You are who you are. You should not follow Buddha or Jesus. None of them. You shouldn't follow nobody. You gotta follow you. See, that's what they don't teach you. There is no Christianity. There is no Buddhism. There's only you. And there's a bunch of different examples. There's millions of religions. There's millions of religions. It's not like there's like 7 big ones. There's millions of religions. But it's not about, oh, this person is God. This person knows everything. This person is the best. No, you. We the best. DJ Khaled. This is not about DJ Khaled, though. It's about you. So you got to start thinking in terms of, how can I align my energy with the divine, with God? Because God is real. Of course God is real. Who you think made you? You didn't make you. But look, you can recreate you. You know what I mean? Because if you're created in God's image and God is a creator, you are creative by nature, which means you can create you. You see how that works? Just like you can create life, you can have children, or you can have a creative idea, or just like I'm creating this video, right? So creativity is a form of connecting to the divine. And so that's what you need to be doing. And you need to figure out, what can you create that no one can create? That's what fuck the idols is. Because as long as, psychologically speaking, you think Jesus is all that, you ain't never gonna be all that. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. If you think, oh, and it doesn't matter if you could be like, I don't know, I don't give a shit about Jesus or Buddha. I care about XYZ. Insert celebrity, insert spiritual teacher, insert someone whose book you read. It doesn't fucking matter. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. I don't give a fuck who you look up to. That's your problem. You could look up to fucking I don't know, fucking Jeff Bezos. I don't know why you would look up to Jeff Bezos. Maybe because he got money. It don't matter. You could look up to fucking The Weeknd. It doesn't fucking matter. The point is, the celebrities ain't shit. You the shit, right? But if you're not doing nothing, then you're not actively sculpting your own divinity, right? You're not actively creating the best version of you. And then your spirituality is going to deteriorate to the point where you start worshiping celebrities because it's projection, right? There is in Jungian psychology, shout out Carl Jung, not because he's that guy, I'm that guy, you're that guy, or that girl, or whoever. But what he said, what he knew, is you have a psyche, right? Which is just a soul or a mind, however you want to translate it. And you have a persona, right? Which is the mask. You have an ego, which is the story you tell yourself about who you are. And then you have a self. You also have an unconscious with a shadow and an animal and an animus. But this is not about that. The self is the God version of you. It is the conscious and the unconscious blended together perfectly. The thing is, when you are not connected to yourself, when your persona, your ego, yourself, your anima, your shadow are not connected or not aligned properly, you could see them as your chakras. When your chakras are not aligned properly, right? When your lower energy and your higher energy are not combined, are not lined up, are not in alignment, you are going to seek out externally what isn't in you. Like Carl Jung once said, once again, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. That's a bar. That's the bar. Period. You know what I'm saying? Listen to that shit again. It might not have clocked to you yet. You know what I'm saying? Listen to it again, right? The point is, until the internal best version of you is manifested externally as yourself, you will look for that peace, that God, in other people, but it's in you, right? And so that's what Christians have failed to understand. That's what Buddhists have failed to understand, is that it is not about any of that. It's not about them. See, they're great examples, right? I just used Carl Jung as an example, but I don't see it as a religion to where I'm worshiping him. No, you got to be worshiping you. I'm worshiping me. And yes, there's one God, but God created you to be the best version of you. That's what he wants you to do. God did not create you for you to worship other people. And Buddha and Jesus and whoever fucking other historical figure, celebrity, anybody has ever existed was created by God. Right? Even if they were perfect. Even if they were perfect. They were created by God. So you got to look at, who does God want me to be? What value do I have that no one has? And it's not to impress other people. It's for you, because you are not going to live your best life spiritually, psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. You're not going to live your best life until that person, that golden, perfect, convicted person is you. And that is an eternal journey. You're not going to be done tomorrow. You're not going to be done by the end of this video. You're not going to be done even when you're dead. This is forever. This is permanent. This is eternal, right? Which might be hard to wrap your mind around. But there is no end to your journey. You're never finished. You're never finished. So do with that what you got to do. Remember, envy is ignorance, imitation is suicide. And subscribe. Or don't. It's fuck the idols either way. Do whatever you gotta do.